Folks, we got a red dot. Welcome back to Akron's, not only Akron's now, but the 330's hottest and fastest growing show, 330 Go. I'm your host, Hank, and I'm coming to you live. And we are, once again, this is 2 months in a row now, we are out in Ravenna, Ohio. Last month it was for the Rumble, and here we are for the Ravenna Balloon Affair. I got it right, Balloon Affair. And I'm here with Paul. Paul, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody, Paul. Okay, so Paul, first off, tell us your little story, like, who are you with organization-wise, and how did you get into ballooning?
Well, we showed up at a rally similar to this, and one of the balloonists came out and asked us if we wanted to help. We said yes, and 33 years later, I'm standing here talking with you all.
All right, so right now I'm going to bring out somebody here. All right, so you never see this guy. I'm flipping right now. Okay, so this folks, that's Blake. He's our weather guy. So whenever you and Blake, Paul already said, thanks for coming out, Blake. You can go home now. The weather's perfect. All right. So point being, nobody ever sees Blake, right? So here he is on cam, and I'm going to kind of step back. I'm going to let you run the balloon interview, Blake. So go for it.
So tell me, I guess, a little bit for our viewers who don't know. You told us before the interview, your answer to every question I'm going to ask as a weather person is it depends. What are your key factors when you're doing a balloon launch? What are you looking at weather-wise?
We're a day VFR only aircraft. So there's certain rules that the FAA has on us. We have to be clear of clouds, and our wind needs to be down under 8 knots. 5 to 6 knots is just absolutely perfect. And tonight we have almost no wind. It's absolutely perfect. So if you've got a few minutes, come on out tonight and join us here. It's going to be an excellent glow. We'll be inflating the balloons here in a little bit, and then we'll wait for sunset to happen. And as it gets dark, the balloons will use their whisper burner and light up. And it's like a 90,000 cubic foot light bulb, if you will. And it's just absolutely beautiful. All the colors are on display. We've even got a brand new balloon tonight coming out and helping us. It's a new Kubitschek. And it has, if you will, you can smell the leather. It has that new balloon smell. It's absolutely fantastic.
Awesome. So I guess for our viewers who don't know, you've been doing this how long? 33 years?
33 years.
So some of our viewers are familiar with the Hall of Fame Festival and the balloon launch that happens down there. And you also help with that. Where else do you kind of oversee balloon launches?
I'm the Balloon Meister for the Pro Football Hall of Fame at Shrine Festival thing. We do that at the end of July. I'm the Balloon Meister for Wadsworth, which has been in the past years the first weekend in August. I'm the Balloon Meister here at Ravenna, and I'm also a safety officer for the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta that's coming up the first full week of October. And we go out there, and I'm one of the 12 field safety officers that are out in the field. We have 550 regular shape balloons and about 110 special shapes that all launch from Albuquerque and fly out into the environs out there.
So, from a launch standpoint and from a piloting standpoint, I guess what all goes into being a pilot? Is there certification, schooling? Just tell them a little bit about that.
Yep. As a student pilot, when you can actually start when you're 14, start training, and when you're 16, you can get your student or your private pilot certificate, and then when you're after that, when you're 18, you can get your commercial pilot certificate. And it's a certificate, not a license.
Right.
Okay, so once you get that, you have that for the rest of your life. Now, can you fly on that all the time? Well, maybe not. You still have to be current. 3 touch and goes in the last 90 days. So you still have to be that, and you have to take a flight review every 2 years at a minimum. You can take it once a year if you want, but every 2 years you have to have a flight review. And that's where another pilot goes with you and just checks you out and makes sure you're doing the right thing. You have command of the crew, you have command of the aircraft, and your mental faculties are doing what they need to do.
Cool. So I guess it's a little different than what I thought it was. So you said balloons, when they launch, depending on wind, direction, and things like that, you have no idea where they're going, just in general.
In general, we have an idea, if you will. We know maybe we're going this way, but exactly where I'm going to land, I have absolutely no idea until I more or less get there. And when it comes to that time, you fly about an hour normally, and you start looking for landing spots. And you're looking for a wide open space with no power lines. And if you can find a neighborhood or something where there's a bunch of kids out, that's absolutely perfect, because then everybody can help pack the balloon up when we're done.
Have a little fun with it.
And have a lot of fun with it. If you land out in a farmer's field someplace, that's all fine and dandy too, but usually you don't get any help, and you and your crew have to put it all away.
So does the crew follow you then? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys can see out here, there's chase trucks and vehicles with trailers. Just depends on what you have. You can either have a pickup with a lift gate, if you will, or a trailer that pulls behind, and they'll follow you. That's called your chase crew. And you have a radio, they have a radio, and now we have Glimpse. So some of our electronics, and when I started, we didn't even have cell phones, all right? All we had was radios. But now, on some of our electronics run on an iPad, if you will, and Android, they do both, we can set up and share our path with our crew. So you can turn Glimpse on, and then you take off and start flying, and about every 3 minutes or so, it'll send a little blip to them, and then they can see where you're at, what direction you're going, and how fast you're moving.
Have you ever landed somewhere where you ran into a get off my lawn situation?
In 33 years, twice. Only twice.
Okay.
And a lot of that depends on your attitude. When we try to teach the crew, when you go up to a new landowner, glasses off, big smile, hi, my name's Paul Suttle, and shake their hand. You are technically trespassing because we didn't know we were going to land there. We didn't call ahead. So technically, when you first land, you're trespassing. So you want to get them on your side as soon as you can.
Okay.
And my last question, and this is going to sound absolutely horrible for those who know me, because I am a part-time 911 dispatcher down in Stark County. I'm directionally challenged in Ravenna because I don't know where I am. What direction do you think you guys are going to be heading tonight?
In a field at Sunbow, that's where we are. No.
I can feel the wind. It's heading. It feels like the wind's blowing a little south.
Yeah, it's coming out of the north tonight.
Like
But
southwest,
tonight,
maybe?
because we're doing a globe, remember we talked about day VFR only? So tonight, what our mission is, all 12 of the pilots out here, pretty soon we're going to have a briefing where we all get together and we talk about the weather for tonight, what our mission is going to be, and tonight is just the globe, and what direction we're going. So we are not going to fly tonight. Tomorrow night and Sunday night, we have 12 balloons that fly out. All right, and if weather holds up, they're all going to be headed south because the winds are going to be out of the north this weekend. So it looks like it's going to be an absolutely fantastic time to go flying. That's an excellent direction for us to fly. If we head straight east out of here, one of our problems is 5 miles east of here is the Ravenna Arsenal. Mm-hmm. And let's just say that's not a place where you want to go land. It has things that could go boom, and we don't want to mess with that at all. So we just more or less stay away from that.
So how do they inflate? Is it just heat?
They don't blow up.
They don't blow up.
But if you blow up your balloon, you're having a really
bad day.
Right?
All right.
So we inflate balloons. So we have gas-powered fans, and I don't know if you can see some out there. I don't know how well that is.
Yep.
But we'll have either 1 or 2 fans on either side of the basket, and we go through a process called cold inflation. And you start the fan, and you have 2 people at the mouth of the balloon. That's the bottom part of the balloon, if you will. And they hold it open, and then the air goes in and fills it up. And tonight my wife will be inflating a 77,000 cubic foot balloon, and I'll be inflating a 90,000 cubic foot balloon. And just to understand, a basketball is about the size of a cubic foot, all right? So my balloon's about 90,000 basketballs, and the one she'll inflate's about 77,000. So that takes maybe 5 to 7 minutes or so. You let the thing cold pack, as we call it, and then you want to get your balloon nice and big and round. You want as much air in there as possible. And then you go through a process called going hot. And you strike up your burners, get your flames going, and then you add heat, and the crew is holding a crown line, resisting you from coming up, but that's just so you can stand up straight up like this. And then if you're going for a flight, you add passengers, pull the quick release, because we're always seat belted. We have a harness that holds us to the truck, so we don't go anywhere during the inflation process. But when you're all done, loaded, and everything ready to go, you pull back, pull the quick release, add some heat, and you float off into the sky.
So just to be clear tonight, you guys are just going to kind of raise them up and go up a little bit and stay right here?
We're all staying here. Nobody's going to leave the ground, and it's called a glow.
Okay.
And if you can imagine a 90,000 cubic foot light bulb,
okay,
that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
And when all the balloons turn their whisper burners on and they're glowing, it's almost like daylight. Not only can you see, but if you're out on the field with us, you can actually feel the heat.
Okay.
So it's going to be an excellent night tonight. I got to say that.
All right.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate your time, and we wish everyone a safe flight. And I guess we'll wrap it up here. Thank you again.
All right.
All
Thanks,
right,
everybody.
folks.
Remember, keep looking up. Maybe we'll float over.
And again, if you want to find the schedule, you just go to Balloon Affair. They've got a Facebook page that's dedicated to it. You can find the entire schedule for the entire weekend. and you can see all the different events that are taking place. All right.
We got plenty of food vendors here, so if you're hungry, you can get something to eat. Bring your lawn chair, sit out here in the grass, and watch us do our thing.
All right, folks. Take care, folks. We'll see you in a bit, and we'll be live hopefully for that glow. Until then, I don't know where I'm going, but there ain't no sense of being late.